Okay, okay. Wait, okay. Tonight I want to continue to talk about the storm. I think tonight's the last night I'm going to talk about it. This storm is really an eye opener. Um, it is something that I've never seen like this before. I remember Hurricane Gilbert. And sometimes maybe it's because we're in the age of technology, or maybe um, things and times change. That's why so much of us is thinking, why did the storm behave the way it did? Why was the storm 5 days in the Caribbean Sea? What's up with the media? Why was the media in Jamaica that long? Why was the media in Jamaica to cover the storm? The whole world knew about this storm. Why? And as I watched the coverage on a daily basis, I know within my heart, I think most of us do, that this was more than a storm. This is not like any hurricane that we have ever seen before. So I really think this storm is an energy weapon. And what do I mean by an energy weapon? We live in a world where we don't even know who our enemies are. I remember like a couple weeks ago, I think it was a US general came out and be like, listen, the government is like 60 years of ahead of us in technology. Now we're just finding about iPhones and all that. Those are not new technology. Those are ancient technology that is given out little by little, because we don't understand who we are really. We don't understand how mighty and powerful we are, and we only understand this earthly realm. We don't understand that there was Tartarian society who have knowledge of these weapons, who have knowledge of how energy works. I know they give us guns and right to bear arms. Okay, that's all good, because when things happen, the gun's not gonna have any power. We live in an energy realm. There's stuff that we can prove, but we know there's something that out there that's beyond, that they're hiding from us, that you want to call them elites, the leads, governments, the controllers that they have. Because I know deep within me, I don't know if it's my higher self remembering or something, that we are creating the electricity. We are creating the electricity. We are creating the Wi-Fi. We are energy beings. And that's where we have to start from. And if you look at a lot of ancient history, especially those mega stone buildings in like India, or even Europe, or all over the world, they have this weapon with them. They have something like a purse. Listen, our leaders, they can go from realm to realm. They access portals. Some of us don't want to know that. They can access portals. They go from and that's what all this war was all about. This is what the World War I was all about. World War II is about, is stargates. I agree with Ashiana Dean, and if anyone ever listen to her. I agree with her. This whole setup that we live in, this old history that we're participating. The main thing, it's about energy, frequency, vibration, um, stargates, and the Grail lines. As Ashiana says, these wars that is created with Iraq, Iran, going back to World War II, is about controlling the stargates. It's about controlling the stargates and the hunger and the lack that is placed upon people in this world is because of their grail line, your bloodline. This fight has been going on for years. We've been fighting the draconians and the and now I'm seeing like the Luciferians. These are the Jehovahans. We've been fighting them for a long time. And we're still fighting them. As Dr. Dilbert Blair said, oh, we're still fighting them. We just think they're our friends. We just think they're our leaders. And as Dr. Blair said, yes, our ancestors, we used to know how to kick their butt. We used to know how to kick their butt, but now we see them as our saviors. They know who we are, but we don't know who we are. And we might say, what a God, but what a God to put us down here with them, and know that they know more than us. And aren't they gonna take advantage of us? But if you understand God, and if most people, including Ashiana that I listen to, we were created before them. The only way they can defeat us is that because we don't understand who we are. And the great deception is to keep that hidden from us. So when I see this storm going through the Caribbean, I don't even know where it is. I think the last time I saw it, it was going to Puerto Rico. I think the last time it went to Haiti, and then it was going to Puerto Rico. These storms, we see them as storms. These are energy weapons. The first question should be, what in Jamaica do they want? What do they want in Jamaica? And another thing, the storm showed us that we live in a one world order. There is one person controlling everything. When I saw how they open up every station, in every news station, US, Europe, all around Africa, all around the world, never before. There was a hurricane in Jamaica last year, and only those who have families down there and people in Jamaica was concerned about us. Why was this open up the world to see this storm going through Jamaica? It has to be a humiliation ritual. That's one idea. Because for the last couple of years and coming into this year, there was just this energy in Jamaica. Everyone wants to go to Jamaica. Tourism was up. Everybody wants to be there. There was just this high vibrational energy in Jamaica. All right. So I'm thinking this is a part of it is humiliation ritual. A part of it also has to be a knock on the divine feminine. The female name, Melissa, a knock on the divine feminine, because that feminine energy is rising. And how is Jamaica connected to the divine feminine? I know people been talking about I haven't meditated on that, but it seems as if there's some truth to it about the Leviathan under the sea and the rise in our consciousness, the rise. And if our consciousness is rising, that's our feminine energy is rising. That's the Christ that is rising. So I see this as a humiliation ritual, a knock on the divine feminine. And I see this also, someone touched on it and I feel it in my spirit. Was this an AI form of storm? Was this an AI form of storm? I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but it's the spectacle of the world watching the storm. They needed some energy because that energy in Jamaica was holding it off. And when they see that this energy is holding it off, it couldn't land on the island because people don't understand the power that's in that soil in Jamaica. I'll continue on that, but it keep holding off. It's when they open the media, they call in the rest of the world, and not even if some they didn't wish us bad, and they wished us good. It's the energy, because energy can be good and energy can be bad. It's just energy. It doesn't matter. Energy goes where attention goes, and all this attention coming in propel the storm on the highland. But I think they thought it would be a total destruction. The Bible says what the enemy meant for bad, God meant for good. So in them opening up, because not all weed, not what they say in Jamaica, not every weed ate rabbits. That means that you want energy, but listen, some people in Africa gonna be praying. Some people in America, some prayer warriors in America, some prayer warriors, some divine feminine in Africa, around the Caribbean, is on their knees in Jamaica praying. So all the energy they got, they still, I know it's still a great destruction, but it seems as if they expected a total devastation on the island. So yeah, so this storm, and when I see the devastation and roads split open, I know people's gonna say, oh, it's the water. The landslide was awful. And the ones that get me is the people that thinking, oh, this is God. What God? Not our creator God, not our source God. Not that kind of God. It's the God that says, I'm a jealous God. That's the God do this. When I look at the plight of the people, what kind of people, who could do this to another human being unless they're enemies? Unless they are our enemies. And that leads me to thinking my other topic here, that most leaders are our enemy. They are our enemy. We've been fighting these people for thousands and hundreds of years. These people that we vote for, these people that are in positions, they are the bloodlines. They are the bloodlines of our enemy. That's why they're in control. Everyone in authority. Let me say, most people in authority are bloodlines of our controllers. Watch Dr. Dilbert Blair. He tell us that's why the bells was in every city. That's why we're used to bells, because that's how we used to control them. The Great Wall of China. That's how we used to control them. We've been warring with them for a long time. Stop seeing these people as our saviors. They know how not to get the revenge of karma upon them. They know how not to get the revenge of karma upon them because they understand universal law. They understand universal law. And universal law, in their understanding, is they create the situation and then they fly in and rescue. They fly in and rescue. So they're the problem and they are the solution. They understand universal law. And then they're giving us the 10 Commandments. They're giving us the Bible. Oh, the Bible, thou shalt not kill, and they're killing every day. Oh, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not commit adultery. What? If we don't understand universal law, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere if we don't understand universal law, because everyone have to abide by universal law. And whether you know it knowingly or unknowingly, you are abiding by universal law. That's what's giving your blessing. That's what's giving your curse. That's what's giving your everything, that wherever you find yourself, it's universal law. Miss Karma, and all that is whatever we sow, we reap. So when they create this chaos causing so much devastation on this earth, and remember, if you sin against, the sinning against the earth is also sin. When you sin against the earth, it's a sin against animals, not just against human beings. We're not supposed to hurt anyone. We're not supposed to hurt any creation. So what they do, then they fly in. I was watching the Norman Manley Airport, people going in to help. People going in to help. And whatever help means. But I know after this devastation, there's always a sense of unity, of good energy to heal the earth by people coming together, helping one another. That's good energy. That's good vibration. So my only fear of people going down there to help is, as we hear the Prime Minister talk about the smart city that he wants to build, I am more afraid of the cell phone towers. The new cell phone towers that's going, the electricity lines that's going, because if you watch me, if you follow me, I know those help. These electricity lines, these cell towers coming from Elon Musk's mouth. These help the consciousness in the earth stay low. They don't really need these wires. They don't really need these cell towers to give us electricity. We're electricity beings. They just know how to tap into our energy in us and around us and everywhere, and we don't know. And we don't know how to do that. So that's my only drawback when I see people going there, going to the island and I know they need the electricity, and I know they need food and everything. And another thing really upon my spirit, the world doesn't understand how fertile the land in Jamaica is. How fertile that land in Jamaica is when it comes to growing food, when it comes to planting. And it's just like a couple weeks ago, I was talking to my mother, and I'm like, Jamaica land is so fertile, it could supply the entire world with organic food. I remember watching this lady, and she was like, she just took she was cooking some ackee, and she opened it up and just throw the ackee seed. Don't even have to plant it. And the ackee seed grow into this giant tree. Anything you put in the land, it grows. And we know that the prime minister is friends with people who try to stop that, who doesn't want organic food, or they're bringing in their own seed that's causing drought, that's causing the earth not to produce, not to be fertile, coming against Mother Nature. I'm telling you, these people hate Mother Nature. They hate the divine feminine. They hate, and when we talk about divine feminine, please don't see it as male and female. Please. Yeah, they hate divine feminine. Who are these people? They don't want it to rise. They don't want her to rise. I keep saying, why do these people hate the earth? Why do they hate the earth like that? So I'm not talking against any other country. I just know my country. And I'm telling you, it's the most fertile land. Anything grows, everything grows. And now the bread basket, the place, that red, beautiful dirt in St. Elizabeth down there, that's been attacked. That's been attacked, and no one, and I'm scared for that. That's another thing I'm scared for. That's another thing that really have me like, please, universe, please, people, the only way we come against this is by increasing our energy, our vibration, and our frequency. Come together, unite as one. Don't depend on Jesus to come through the sky to save you. The power is within you. It always is. It always is. So those who hate us, they gave us churches, they gave us schools, they gave us rich, they gave us poor. We're going into a time where the division's going to be those who are aware, those who are conscious of the truth, and those who aren't. So I just pray that my people can come together and unite in spite of the help. In spite of the help that is coming, don't depend on them only. Still hold on to your land, hold on to your property. I just saw in my dream, I did a video about this. Oh, I just saw a tree springing up out the earth, a tall tree just spring up out of the earth in Jamaica. So there's a form of protection. Our consciousness is going to rise. We're going to be united. We're going to be united so we can come against the energy, because that's what they're afraid of. They're telling you, oh, Obia is illegal and whatever. Obia is energy. Is not using the energy, your God-given energy you have, to take care of yourself. You can't hurt anyone. That's universal law, and it can. To protect ourselves. So they tell us, oh, Obi and Voodoo, and St. Thomas is Obi land, and Haiti is Voodoo land. That because they have to program us, because they're afraid of it. They're afraid of it because they know our ancestors are waiting. Our ancestors are waiting for us to remember the power that we have. We are our ancestors. You woman, When you birth, it's you birthing, your mother birthing, all your generation. Everything is within us. We got to come to the knowledge of who we are. Okay? So that's the thing I'm worried about, that the fertile land will be no more. But as I know Mother Earth, and nothing can stop us, as I see in my meditation nightly, we have, the scripture says, those who are for us are more than those who are not for us. We have to understand, it's not just us. It's not just us. We have an aspect of ourselves live in every dimension. This is the lowest dimension. This avatar really, it is just, this is not even physical. This is just energy vibrating at a certain frequency. So I pray that everyone just wake up, not just in Jamaica, in the Caribbean. There's something going on down there. It's like they totally forgot about us, and then they went to Africa, they went to other countries, and the energy is probably drying up in those lands. And now, okay, let's go to the Caribbean. Let's go to the Caribbean to get some more energy. That's all they want. That's their food. They can't survive about it. It's not about black, white. It's not about China, Russia, America, this, that. Yeah, I think the gold and whatever the resources in the earth help them somehow. I do think that. But it's not about that. I just think they're different families to control. They're just trying to control certain stargates, certain portals, certain gray lines. They kept the gray lines in poverty to control the ascension. People, we have to wake up. Understand who we are, understand the time that we're living in. And I also want to talk about everyone's talking about three-eye atlas. Three-eye atlas. And, I try to ask in my meditation, what is this three-eye atlas? And all I can hear is crystalline and sun illumination. Sun illumination. So it seems the sun that we're seeing is distorted, everyone. And when I said it seems today, it says to me, the distortion of the sun allows us to see these people like us. What should I call it? The way we see things in this realm is distorted. We only see things like 0.2% of what it looks like. So we see everyone in this world as our enemy. And it's exclusively to Jamaica and America. Jamaica, PNP, JLP. In America, Democrats, Republicans. It's far more than that. So what three-eye atlas is an awakening. The veil has to be removed. The sun's gonna illuminate it, and I think only thing I found is like our bodies is gonna be more crystalline. So we're gonna vibrate higher. Some people gonna vibrate higher. And it's just a time where that's gonna happen. So no, I don't think it's aliens coming from another planet to help us. We're always looking for someone to help us. But and if it even is, we have everything we need to help ourselves. People from other dimensions, and yes, There's people from lives in other dimensions, probably watching us, because heart is means earth. We are the center of the universe, and see how our world has been distorted by these elites or whatever fractions. Our realm has been distorted by keeping us in such a low vibration. And when I found out what Lucifer is, there's just a race. When I find out what Jehovah is, I'm like, people, it's just another bloodline. It's not just another race. And having people praying to them and worshiping them and thinking your source, the source that gives you your being, is like these people. When you watch the damage that the storm has created in the Caribbean, you think, oh, the person who gives you life would do that? If you wouldn't do that to your children, the person who gives you life wouldn't do it to you. And if you said, yes, I would do it to my children, well, you're from somewhere else. You're from somewhere else. So please open up your eyes. This AI Atlas, all I can hear is illumination, the sun. I think I forgot his name, this guy from British. I think he talked about crystalline too, and it's a portal that's gonna be open. And everyone is gonna have, listen, you talk, this is not judgment or anything. Everyone will have an opportunity to understand who you are, to understand the divine power that lives within you. You don't need anyone else. We just have been in the dark. Is everyone gonna be saved? Not saved meaning you probably have to come back and learn a lesson. That's what saved mean. They have us so scared about hell and going fire and all that stuff. And we live in fear daily. We live in fear daily. So that's my view on Three-Eye Atlas. I asked so many times in my meditation, what is this Three-Eye Atlas? I don't know if it means third eye, and it says it's just crystalline and illumination, the sun illumination. What we're seeing in this realm is distorted, and the veil has to be lifted. And another thing I really believe that I saw in my dream, I saw another system with suns and moons coming in and coming in over this one. So I'm not sure if this what we see as sky is going to be removed and then it's going to be replaced by another solar system. That I did see in my dream also. And I saw in my dream another night deleting. Someone was deleting people. Just deleting meaning backspace, backspace, some form of technology. And I don't know if that's how our realms is operated on. I asked in my meditation, and it shows me in this realm we're just like we're wearing the VR system. You know, you put on a VR system, and that's what we're wearing this system in this realm. We think it's real and we scream, and when so the time's coming when we're going to take off that VR system, and then we're going to realize not everything that we experience was the real thing. It's been distorted. All right. And another thing I want to talk about, oh my gosh, I just want to say big up to the content creators, because I don't have cable and I get to see live coverage on the ground the need and the people in need. I don't have to depend on the fake news. That's one thing I got from Trump, and I'm keeping it. I don't have to see the fake news. Fake news. And this time show you that the media is controlled with the government. The media works hand in hand with the government. They work together. If they work for the media, they're working for the government. Propaganda. That's what they do. They need to do certain things to harvest, and it's all about energy. It's all about harvesting energy. It's all about distortion. It's all about keeping us in low vibration. It's all about keeping us divided. You know, that's what it's all about. So yes, that's my take on the storm, the Hurricane Melissa, that I think it's still going through the Caribbean. And we got to know that we, just like Christ showed us, we got to learn how to speak to these things. And I think the goal is to give them less energy. If we give it energy, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's going to fuel it. You know, it's going to fuel these storms, these disaster, whatever they're showing us on the television. I heard someone today said, "Oh, there's going to be a war in Venezuela." You know, let us just focus on ourselves. Let us stop letting our energy be drained into what they want us to see and what they want us to do. I'm still trying to figure out what in Jamaica they really want. I'm not sure if it's just good or if it's bad. I know a lot of people saying about they find oil, they find gold, they find all that, but I just think deep within, the soil is rich. The soil is very rich, and it has something to do with the divine feminine. I'm not sure if there's a portal. I'm not sure if there's a portal in Jamaica. I know there's a lot of caves. There is a lot of caves. I was just researching them early this year, and it's like 20 something cave in Jamaica. Jamaicans don't even know how powerful the caves are. We're looking up. Nothing's up. Everything is down underneath. Everything is underneath. That's where the energy is coming from, under your feet. There's a whole world under our feet. That's where everything is coming from. Look down. Yeah, and these caves, I'm wondering if they're releasing some energy on the island, but that storm, it was just a ritual, a humiliation. They wanted the world to see the destruction of the country. Why? And then we say we have governments, and that this just shows that they're not our friends. We've been warring them. We just keep warring with them for a long time, and we just can't remember it. We just can't remember how we were able to overcome them. Right now, they have the upper hand. And I think someone mentioned when Christ talk about the time when the devil is going to reign, if this is the time. And if so, we volunteer to be here. And that's an important point. We have to remember that in spite of what I'm talking about, we volunteer to be here. And that means we're not fearful. We're not fearful. We have to remember how, we know how to do it. We know how to overcome. We need to remember how. So another thing before I go, don't think, oh, this is not. God give you, the Bible says, and for so many people reads the Bible, we just skip over so many things. He says there's no separation. There is no separation. Christ said, I am in him and he in me. There is no separation. We just have to know that. And we just have to find this power within. We just have to find and know the power within. And if you wouldn't do it to your children, then your creator wouldn't have done it to you. All that destruction, people without homes, just for lack of knowledge, my people perish. For lack of knowledge, my people perish. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. This is my little input tonight. Thanks.